You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Oh, the countdown continues to retire meet. I'm starting to sweat it. It's getting closer by the moment. Oh, gee. Your clock is running really slow.
Shouldn't
it be like
I'm
this?
old. It shouldn't be. I'm getting older. It just
Your
runs
clock
a little slower.
Yeah, it's really slowing down. Darn it, Tom. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Talking Real Money. Talking Real Money, the Talking Real Money show, podcast, all-purpose tool to help you become smarter about all this money stuff in your life. Hey, we appreciate it when you call us at 855-935-TALK. We love taking your questions at talkingrealmoney.com, and we just want to help guide you to a better future. Now, yesterday, Thomas, we spoke with a woman who was trying to figure out how to invest. We have a lot of women who listen to us, probably for my voice, but hey, whatever.
I'll bet it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my look.
It was so funny. I was on Talking Benjamin. I was recording Talking Benjamins that'll air next Friday.
Stacking Benjamins.
This is Talking Real Money. Yeah. Stacking Benjamins. Okay. And everybody kept going, I want your voice on my answering machine. Oh, yeah. I can make a living doing answering voicemail things.
I'll have to go back and do the Clinton thing again. That'll make him living too. So, okay. I'm good with
Nobody even remembers who he is.
Oh, that's so far ago.
All the millennials are going, who?
Huh? Clinton?
Bill Clinton?
Oh, you mean Chelsea Clinton? Sure, I know her.
Today, let's talk a little bit about women and investing, because apparently you're a little more frightened of it than men are.
And the thing is, we know from a lot of research that women as investors, when they actually invest, are better than men. Men tend to be impetuous. Men tend to chase ideas. Men also, by the way, once they lock into something, they are very slow to say that was a bad idea. None of that surprises me as a man. I hope other men are okay with that because it's the truth. But here's the thing. Women have a trouble just getting invested. New survey out that shows this is real astounding. Half of the women in this survey have 90% of their money in real estate, cash, or bonds. Half have 90%. So basically they have almost no stock exposure. And let me give you the numbers since 2008. You already know these, Don. Cash has returned paltry 0.6% a year since 2008. 10-year Treasury bill, 4.8, which is you're not getting anywhere near that now. And the U.S. stock market has averaged 12% a year. Now, don't you think you should have had some of your money exposed to the stocks, right? Some, right? Indeed. And then just as another indication of that, less than a quarter of the deposits made into brokerage accounts since January were made by women. So women have this tendency to want to keep the money. They don't want to, and I hate to say it around gender, but these are just the numbers.
These are numbers.
They have trouble getting invested. Yeah. So here, I have a few ideas as to why. Number one, and you already know these, women are paid less than men, so they have less money to invest. There's no question about that. Disruption in their careers.
Speaking of disruption, the dog is barking.
The dog very anxious to put some options out there. Disruptions due to children, right? Women are going along
or
with
dogs.
Or dogs, they stop, they have children. Women generally, again, are savers, but not investors. And women find us, the men of this industry, to be patronizing, I think patronizing. I think it's right. Well, you wouldn't understand that.
You mean we mansplain things?
Yeah, exactly. This is how this really works. So you buy stocks down here.
Let me tell you, little lady. Let me tell you, little chickadee.
It's troubling because women do control a lot of the money, and they're not properly allocated for making. You should be trying to make money on that money rather than just making sure it stays there in a safe savings account that you're not going to make anything to sort of keep ahead of inflation. So this is a troubling number, no question.
And I got to tell you, we are not advocating for you to do some of the dumb stuff that a lot of men do, the macho trading men like Roaring Kitty. That's such a macho name, too, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
It just cracks me up.
Sorry.
We're suggesting something that you, as a nurturer and a cautious person, should adore. It's investing based on discipline and reason and rules and science and planning and care.
And if you're a woman trying to figure it out, I'm not going to send you John Bogle's book. You don't need to read 10 Tips by Warren Buffett.
No.
But what you do need to do is you got to have a plan about what you're trying to make with the money. You got to know how much risk you can handle, how much volatility. You can take the risk quiz. It's at talkingrealmoney.com to understand that. And then you need to understand that everybody has to have this knowledge, a trade-off between that risk and the return. You got to know, you've said this so many times, Don, so very well. You cannot make money with no risk. And yet people call me every day and say, I just want to make a good return, but I don't want to take any risk to do it. Well, sure, I want to get from here to the top of Mount Everest without worrying about falling either. None of those things are going to happen. There is a similar risk trade-off with whatever return you're trying to get.
Just as it is absolutely certain that we are all going to die, it is absolutely certain that there is no such thing as high returns and no risk. They don't go together ever. Get it out of your head. Stop thinking it. Stop.
I think that's sage advice no matter what gender.
And if you need advice, give us a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Type in a question at talkingrealmoney.com, or you can do this. You can go to talkingrealmoney.com, hit the little button, and speak your question.
Hello, Tom and Don. I have a question. I just listened to your most recent podcast, and you were discussing the ARK ETF fund. And Don, you were looking it up online to see what the expense ratio was and how many stocks were in the fund. I was just curious what you guys use to look up the different funds. Thank you.
That's it? Well, that's just too easy of a question.
Well, that's easy.
Oh, my gosh.
Let me see. It starts with an M and it ends with an R.
With a star.
Yeah. Morningstar.
Morningstar.
Not son of Morningstar, but Morningstar.
I have been using Morningstar to look up mutual funds since 1988.
Well, you used to have that big book.
It was a
of them
big
all,
book
didn't you?
because it wasn't.
I remember that.
It
yeah.
wasn't on the internet.
People would call you and say, "What do you think about X, Y?" You know, just a minute. Let me. Oh, yeah, it looks pretty good. Of course, the research is a year old, but still.
No.
Great.
They would send me like new research like every couple of weeks. I would get new things, and it was always coming in. And so there was Morningstar, and then for stocks, I had the S&P books. I probably had in my studio about 30 books. The internet's so much better.
No, the internet is better. So you can go to Morningstar. You can type in any ticker.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you about the portfolio. It'll tell you about the costs.
Yep.
It'll tell you about performance.
Yep.
It's a lot of information. And here's the best part. It's free.
Yeah. Well, I pay because I get more in-depth information, but it's not a lot for the premium, Morningstar Premium. But Morningstar Regular is free. It's supported by ads. Check it out. I just typed in ARKK, which is the ARK Innovation ETF, and there we go. It still costs 75 basis points.
And very few securities, if I remember.
And let's see its most recent portfolio, just for update purposes.
And I think in today's news, the manager was saying she sees more people buying into Tesla. So she's very happy, and they continue to buy more Tesla, even though they own a lot of Tesla.
11% of the portfolio is in Tesla.
Yikes. That makes me very nervous, but okay.
Did you see the ads for the new electric General Motors cars?
No, I did not. Tesla's looking good is what you're saying?
Tesla's looking bad. No, actually.
Oh, they're looking bad. Okay.
General Motors has a more sophisticated, it looks like, self-driving electric car than Tesla's system. It uses LiDAR, sonar, cameras. Tesla uses cameras. And I think GM and Ford are going to give them a run for their money. And Volkswagen's getting heavy into electric.
Be a U-boat commander or something? What do you need sonar for? Okay. So there's going to be a good competition. And we don't buy individual stocks anyway. So, and I don't buy funds like ARK because they're too expensive. They're very undiversified and they make huge bets.
No, nor would I.
Wouldn't touch it.
Nope, I wouldn't either. So, hey, thanks for being a part of this edition of Talking Real Money. And remember, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell even your enemies, because, hey, it's...
Shout it from the hills.
Or the lowlands. But please tell your friends. Also, go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, and keep listening. Thanks for being there. That's Tom. I'm Don. Talking Real Money.
Talking Real Money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.